This really is a tough match to call. I mean, shootout pool it tightens everything up anyway, but I can't predict a winner for this one at all.
No, nothing would be surprising here.
So nothing dropping on the break. Corinne Gratan's going to get the chance then for Wales immediately to set the tone here.
I think Corinne coming back to the Welsh team after a couple of years off. I'm not sure. She has played World Championships before. Not sure when the last time was. Nervy one to start with, I think that.
Yeah, difficult start. I feel like every frame here is going to feel like a really intense match.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not expecting to see anybody come out here and fly and put together big finishes. I just think the situation and the environment lends itself to a really gritty pool out there.
Yeah, fully agree. But this is a decent chance on yellows if the one by the black goes. One big shot and you've got a good chance. Nikki more than capable.
Team watch on.
Yeah, good shot. Very good shot.
Yeah, that turns it into a really good chance.
That cannon's worked out okay.
The only question mark really is the one on the break line, the one by the red. Can land middle of the table and maybe use the one top right to develop and take the one by the 8 ball. If you clear the one by the 8 ball, then that yellow goes. So
yeah, it does also go in the middle, I think, if you can get on it. That's gone wrong.
Didn't want the cannon. Still has a shot. It's not easy.
No, difficult now to judge not just the pot but the cannon from the black, or if you can avoid the black. She's down pretty quickly, so.
Being on the straighter yellow really helped, but miss all the same. Big chance for Scotland goes. We're talking in the studio there on sort of what would Wales do. And are you at all surprised to see them send out Corinne first rather than send out Sarah in this situation?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit surprised for me. Yeah, but I think maybe they will trust Corinne as someone with experience and has been putting the work in coming into the Worlds. But Sarah is obviously a player that can go out there and intimidate people and take out ridiculous finishes at times. So yeah, a little bit surprised, but Corinne more than capable, and maybe saving Sarah for a tight situation down the line.
Yeah, Sarah will be up next. Sarah Coxon plays the next match, and then Dawn Simbalati follows. That's worked out okay. Left tricky balls, but
yeah, it's still one good pot, and they're there, aren't they?
Yeah.
But when you're out there for the first time in a shootout and you've got to nail the ball down the line, it looks impossible, doesn't it? I think.
How tough is team pool? I know you've not played in a world team shootout, but obviously you've been at the top of the game for a long time and highly decorated as an individual player. But when you did play team pool, how different did it feel in those frames?
Yeah, it is very different. I think if you take to it, some people prefer team pool to play singles because other people rely on you. It really can focus your mind.
Rein you in a little bit sometimes as well if you are
not sure about
attacking.
that.
No.
No, look, I think probably when you first start playing team pool, you do think like that. You need to play team shots. You need to almost go against your instincts. But actually, I think you come to think that, in my mind anyway, there's a reason you're in the team, and it's your game that's got you in the team to start with. Everyone has a different role in the team. You've got players that go out and are aggressive and try and intimidate people, and then you've got your more steady players that tend to play towards the back end. It's all about the balance, isn't it?
Yeah. Big shot coming up then for Nikki. This is tough. The problem wasn't the pot. I mean, it was a tough pot, but if you just had to make it, you give it every chance, but had to force it to get onto the 8 ball.
I think that one was pressure more than anything, and a bit of tension, because she seemed to overhit that rather than cue it. But again, for Corinne, no easy starter, nothing nice to come to, but the yellow has gone safe, so a little bit of pressure off the first pot.
Doesn't even take on a pot, decides to play safe.
I don't. Yeah.
It was a free hit, wasn't it? To play the pot, and if you make it, then you're away. I think that's. You'd leave. I mean, I guess if you play the pot and you miss, you might leave sight of the yellow through the gap, but you can't do anything with that anyway.
No, and the thing is, you're only leaving a one-cushion snooker here, and Nikki, as long as she hits the ball, it's probably going to good chance she'll be in a better position than she has with the yellow now. So
agreed.
But again, nerves and pressure first time out there. It can stop you seeing it the right way, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Good hit from Nikki, but it hasn't gone in front of the red, so it is a really good chance because of that safety for Corinne. Now it's a case of just hold yourself together. Yeah. This is as good as it gets.
Yeah, you have to go now.
Yeah.
You have to. That'll feel good, just putting your first ball.
Yeah,
even when it's over the bag, pot a ball and you feel better.
Key for this finish. I mean, as easy as it looks, the trickiest ball potentially is the 8 ball, depending on if you get on it nicely. So it's, for me, make sure you keep a red over right centre as your last ball, and then you're pretty much connecting the dots. Slightly awkward here. Obviously easy pot into right centre, but left centre might be the better ball.
I think if you play the inside one and hold the inside one of the two and just hold on the other one, you then play bottom right and come between the gap of the other two.
Camera angle there as well. That red does pass to the corner if you need to. It's not the full pocket, but the reason I like the one in the middle there was because it sort of takes that one kind of out the way, and everything's really simple. You just have to be in the middle all the time.
Yeah.
Hampered queuing, or it's half a pocket, whichever way round you like here. No cue ball, no cue ball. Get the sense that she's so on edge out there that all the focus is on the pot, and she's just dropping everything in because she's on edge.
Yeah, she doesn't look settled yet.
Yeah. Rather than just going out there and potting a ball and saying, I need to get to here.
Extension call.
Ask for an extra 15 here. Get one of those a frame. We're on a 30-second shot clock in the early part of the match. 15 for the final 10 minutes. I have a feeling this match will be won and lost in that final 10 minutes when it's very fast-paced. Overhit it. Now, does the yellow go? No.
Yeah, I think she's got away a little bit with that one, because I think the beep started to get to her. There was a bit of shot clock pressure there.
Clearly see that it doesn't go. May not have anything else other than just trying to bump the yellow in front of the red and try and block off the pocket, which might leave itself for a loss of turn that could end up losing the frame because of it. But how do you come up with something aggressive from here?
If I was Emma, I'd be saying left middle. just tried to bump it out and leave no shot, which she's done, but I think she'd like the yellow a little bit past the red, so it wasn't such an easy snooker.
Yeah, I think she may have left the one into the right centre, which makes a big difference, because if you can pot the one to right centre, then you can get into here. I know that's the ball for the 8 ball, but 8 balls, you can still get on there.
Yeah. But not the perfect angle on either of them here to make it easy. You just need to commit fully to whatever shot you play here and make sure you cue it properly.
Take it the outside one. You need to make sure you come back across and get to the straight or past the straight. Get past the straight, you can play for the 8 ball in the middle. Get straight, 8 ball in the corner. And it's short of the straight, which means she should drop this in and get on the 8 ball, but it's going to be a long, awkward 8 ball for the frame.
Yeah, I mean, is the angle of the pot on the red pushing the yellow to the bottom cushion for a bit of security there?
Be a nice way of playing it, actually, if you felt confident enough just to punch into it and maybe knock it down there. It becomes a free hit on the 8 ball, or a freer hit. Oh, you called it. That's an excellent shot. The only disappointing thing there is she's just come a little bit further to the right-hand side, which means if she just rolls this in, you are leaving a thin clip on the yellow.
Yeah. But all you can do is concentrate on the pot here and fully commit. Don't think about missing.
Yeah, don't worry about what you leave. Make the pot.
Nothing to do with the white, obviously, so just roll it in.
Great shot to see the teammates in the background. And in it goes.
Great finish.
What an 8 ball that is. And she just rolled it in, leaving the yellow on. That was brave. And she has got her team on the board. And as exactly as we thought, very much. One frame felt like a match out there. But Corinne Grattan gets the win. Hands it over to Sarah Coxon, former World Championship runner-up of a couple of years ago.
And I think that'll be a big frame for Corinne. I think she looked nervous early on, took her a while to settle, but then to take those balls out at the end, I think it'll do her a world of good and settle her down. And
yeah, she sort of settled in a little bit. You still felt it was on edge, but it sort of, the pot started getting cleaner, and she just wanted to float everything in all the way through. Wales will have the break with Sarah Coxon. Val Finney up for Wales, Val Finney up for Scotland. Oh, complete miss hit. Complete miss hit, but still got the 8 ball tracking a little bit. Possibly just reaching back for a little bit too much power, completely misstruck.
And you don't, I think once you settle on this table, you almost instinctively take a bit off the break, because they do split so well on this arena table.
Quality of contact more important than power.
Yeah, I agree. Val Finney, not someone I know. I think she's new to the Challenger Series this year, but seeing some of her results, I expect there to be a player here. I think she'll be able to do well.
She's got herself a very tough layout here on yellows. Those 3 on the right-hand side, not inviting, but going straight after it.
Yeah, sensible.
The plant's a pretty good option, because if you make the plant, then you're in good position to continue to go. If you don't, you're not leaving anything good on. Those 3 reds at the top are, well, certainly 2 of them are very awkward, and you're going to cause a mess at the bottom if you miss the plant. Yeah, that will do. That's it almost played in such a way that wasn't really thinking about making the ball. It was to open up the yellows and contain, which she's done well.
Sarah will always look to be aggressive, so I don't think we're in for quite as long a frame here. This one could be over pretty quickly either way. Time
pressure. 8 balls flying. that 8 ball's going to squeeze in the top left, you know.
What actually happened there?
I mean, in the end, it's an unbelievably good shot.
Yeah.
I mean, played with a split second to spare. Unbelievable shot. Question then turns, does the red pass the yellow to top right? If it does, that might enable you to deal with the reds together. But let's have another look at this. I still don't know what happened, and I've watched it on
not
replay.
a clue. I think the shot here is the double on the one on the bulk line, past the yellow. Try and move the yellow out on the opposite corner.
Trying to squeeze this in. Yeah, that blocks off the... No effort to make the ball there. That was all about blocking it. But she's done well. Not easy to play a loss of turn on that ball either. And it's still... I think you might just be able to get to it if you're red. So all of a sudden, looks very tricky out there for Scotland.
This isn't too bad, I don't think. Now that if you pop this ball at the bottom and you play the slide up the rail and big bag, I think this is a chance.
Could have done with being a few more feet down the table there.
Yeah.
Double, go into it.
Can you avoid the in-off?
That's okay.
Yeah. It gets you another shot.
Yeah, and the yellow hasn't moved far enough that you can still play the shot that you were talking about. So it must have been touching ball. Sarah's just played away.
I think this is a chance though, isn't it? To go, and it's tough, but I think it goes in the opposite corner.
Yeah, and I think you've got to play it, because if you don't make it, you're going to take the pocket with it, which is going to slow things down. I know the loss of turns available, but you're not immediately going to lose off the back of it.
No.
And there's no, you know.
Yeah, what's the alternative?
What's the alternative? Yeah. She's not seen it though. She's coming down the table. Chance for Sarah to go then.
One she will definitely take. How accessible is the red over the bag?
May well be on it now.
Yeah.
Which is ideal. Oh, that's a push shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. One of those, you just looks completely wrong as a player, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of would have felt wrong. Sarah would have known straight away. And that's a big moment in this match. It's done well to drop.
Impressed with Val here, considering I think this is her first Scotland, not just her first shootout. She's very settled, very confident. Good cue action.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's been a very tough layout with those 3 yellows on the side, and I think she's worked it well. Every shot she's tried to progress her chances. That little bump is ideal.
Yeah, she's played some very intelligent shots.
Yeah, agreed. And she does complete the victory. And we're all square at 1-1. Nicely played frame from Val Finney. And we shouldn't be surprised, should we? We've seen 2 matches so far, both of them won by the odd frame. It was tight all the way through the first 2 matches, and it's tight all the way here as well. 2 for 1.
Yeah, she wouldn't have wanted to pop the yellow over the bag though, with the yellow at the top of the table. Might have seen that as a bit of an insurance policy. Still not sure how you deal with the yellow at the top of the table that's tied up with the red.
I think she's going to worry about that when she gets there. She's just mopping these ones up at the bottom, and then the 8 ball's a problem. It's sort of, it's one of those visits where if you're sat in your chair, you're like, you keep going, you keep potting them. I like what you're doing.
Chance for Karen.
Better chance as well. The only thing that's tricky about the layout from here is you've got to take the one over the pocket first and then work yourself back around to the one on the cushion.
Yeah, it's all about the shot, isn't it? If you get the angle on the one in the ball carrier, it's fine. You can even take it now. I think you should get the bag if you don't.
Yeah, there's definitely some percentages of taking it now. Could take the other one to top left and get better on it. That's how you're feeling out there.
The 2 yellows together look like they've gone awkward, so I think this is a bit of a free visit whichever way you decide to go.
Oh, don't want to move those, but it's worked out okay. Tempted to play the one top right still.
Yeah,
I know it's a tougher pot, but float it in and you're going to win the frame off it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't drop, you've still got equity in the frame. Background, praying for another chance.
It's a very good shot. Just cue this one nicely to come back for the back.
Very good visit this.
Yeah.
8 ball to seal it here. Goes, what a visit there.
I think she enjoyed that.
Absolutely, why wouldn't you? Brilliant visit to the table. Karen Mowatt gets the victory for Scotland and gives them the advantage. 2 straight to turn around the 1 frame deficit and give them the margin. Dawn was chasing a bad finish there. I don't know whether that would have been her normal way of going if she was playing an individual tournament, or she was just maybe a little bit too aggressive with a really tough layout and made it easier for Scotland, but take nothing away from Karen. Fabulous finish.
I think for Dawn it went wrong in the very first shot, knocking the ball in over the pocket meant she felt she had to go, and like you said, in the end it left the chance for Karen, who took him out perfectly.
Kirsty Shepherd steps up for Wales. Cue ball very close. Stays on the table.
Kirsty new to the international scene, but a very, very solid, experienced player at kind of county level. I know Sarah has been trying to get Kirsty to come and play for the Wales team for a long time, and she's finally been able to make the commitment. So very good player, just about how she settles, but a very good first shot to give herself a chance.
into the second half of the match here. This frame feels huge. 2-frame advantage or all square. One hand then for Kirsty. You have to say, a very inviting visit to tie these scores up.
Clear the two at the top and then look to play the plant on the yellow on the right hand side. Personally would have wanted to be a bit straighter on this, but it's still very makeable. Just going to be a bit careful about where the first yellow goes.
She doesn't like it. I think she's got to play it.
Yeah, I mean, the only other option is to pot the one with the red and then try and leave the yellow for a big bag for your last shot, but I think the plant is still the shot. It's just about judging the... You kind of want to hit the red and yellow at the same time.
Got the cushion first. If you're going to play that cushion first, you've got to hit it. Make sure you hit it right into the cushion. Right in between. Interesting leave though for Rachel here.
Right, for me, I think the shot is to play the loss of turn actually on the other yellow and try and hold the white to snooker on the two yellows together. So try and make Kirsty pot the yellow.
Oh, that's a great result. That's fantastic. That's okay. For a second I thought it was going to stick on the yellow, but it's fine.
It's a little bit of a touchy one here if you're nervous where they're so close together, but she looks pretty comfortable out there.
Didn't quite get up far enough. Interesting, put an extension on and then gripped right down the cue and didn't use the extension. Something in that must have been a reason why. Double doesn't land.
It looked tight as to whether it went, didn't it, past the red.
This looks very delicate.
Yeah, this is a big shot if you're playing this in the middle. I think I was just playing for the one over the middle.
Yeah.
Off.
That shows it there. Very little pocket, very awkward plant. Yeah, and went between the two, but the outcome is okay. Kirsty can see a bit of the 8-ball here, but not a lot you can do with it. The only disappointing thing here for Rachel is it's knocked a red onto the cushion.
I think you're just happy you've not left anything after you've missed, haven't you?
Yeah.
You take it. Good hit.
So she obviously couldn't see an edge. Oh, and the cube one hand makes a big difference. You can put yourself right on that bad ball, or you should be able to get there anyway with the red over the pocket, but Would you have been tempted to leave that one over? The reason I say that, it would have been my connection to the 8 ball. I think I'd either left both of them or that one and then dealt with the 2 at the top. She's come back too far anyway for comfort.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, I think maybe slightly awkward queuing, putting yourself on the 1 on the rail.
Yeah, true.
But if you'd left a wider angle potentially,
she's going to get away with it.
Yeah, I think a bit of nerves out there for Rachel on the first shot. I see she overhit a bit.
This time, the chance is there.
Yeah.
Wide open. Yeah, looks as though that might be the last chance that Kirsty gets in the shootout.
Nice cannon.
Just the perfect time to go 3-1 up as you just turn into the last 10 minutes, and that's what Rachel has here. Looks edgy on it.
Yeah. Played it well.
You can tell she was a little bit worried about going too far and then sort of resetting on the shot.
Yeah.
I feel the tension in here. I really do.
I think it's difficult sometimes when you watch.
Oh, I made the 8 ball and the cue ball for good measure. Oh dear. Disappointment for Scotland. Huge disappointment for Scotland. It's a gift for Wales. And it's 2-2, and it should be 3-1.
Yeah, you just had to play that plain ball, didn't you?
Yeah.
There was no need to screw the ball in.
Yeah, I thought she'd played the first shot okay. It got a little bump, and I thought he'd left her straight in the middle, but there was more angle, and that's what got her edgy. Teammates console her. They're still right in it. That's what they got to tell themselves. They're still absolutely right in it here. It's only 2-2.
Are we going to see a shootout?
Are we? That's the big question. Just saw Neil Thoms there, our tournament director. The reason he's there, he's asking for the team's lineups for the second part of the match. Frames 6 to 10. You have to nominate your first 5 players, and then you can re-nominate.
So it's not just subs, you can put anyone in
You can change your order. It's completely,
right, okay.
you know, those squads that have more than 5 players could change it up, put someone in the squads with 5.
Good first shot from Mel, and a decent chance on yellows here.
Wales will be so buoyed by that last frame. They know that they should have lost it.
Yeah.
And thinking about, they would have all been sat in there saying, how are we going to get back in this from 2 behind with 10 to play? And all of a sudden it's like, okay, let's put up a good frame here, and all of a sudden we're in the driving seat.
Renee, not someone I've seen before, and a little bit of a nervy first shot.
Do you think the nerves go from player to player as well? I mean, that feeling when you're watching your teammate out there, and you can tell they're feeling it, as Rachel was in the previous frame. You know, Renee would have been sat there watching that, thinking, okay, if we get 3-1 up, maybe she can go out there a little bit more composed. But at 2-2, all of a sudden, all the pressure for our whole country is on her shoulders.
Yeah, I really think it does. It's similar to how straight. I mean, logically it shouldn't, because you're a different person, different ways of dealing with things. But it's the same in a team match with momentum. If you've got a team if you've been well ahead and a team comes back at you and someone's missed something they shouldn't, you seem a lot more likely to also do the same thing than you would in just a normal sort of situation. Yeah, it does definitely play a part.
It's more what happens between the ears, I think, in this game.
Absolutely.
They can all play, but it's just tough to play your best game in this environment. It really is.
shot, that'll settle her down.
Big shot coming up. I think you can just drop the red in and still be on the red to right centre, so just make the pot. And in the side of the pocket, which helps as well. That was an excellent couple of shots. And I think the 8 ball does go bottom left. Oh no, no. Scotland giving it away here. What a shame for Renee. That was a brilliant visit to the table to that moment. Possibly the moment when you start to think about the celebration you're about to have with your teammates here. It doesn't come.
A little bit straighter than she would have wanted on the yellow, but should still be fine.
Just about gets there. For a second it would look like it was going to be awkward. Certainly making her think, but she'll be fine. Well, we've got an 8 ball battle for the lead here. Oh, how about it?
Wow.
Renee Mitchell with a hammer. Smashes it home, makes up for the mistake earlier in the frame and re-gives Scotland the lead. Last frame, it was Scotland that were devastated with the mistake. This time it's Wales. They should have won the frame. They should be in front. Now they're behind. And we're at the halfway point in terms of the match, in terms of frames, which means we are at that point where they can change their order, and Wales have changed their order. They've pushed Sarah Coxon up the order. She's going to go up next. Nikki Comrie for Scotland, who started off in the very first frame. Both players lost their opening frame as well.
Do you think, in a strange way, if you're new and you're nervous, that the 15 seconds can actually almost help you because you don't get a chance to think?
Yeah, you can't stand there. You know, for an ace, you can't stand there and go, think about know, that tough 8 ball for 30 seconds or 45. You're just like, I've got 15 seconds. I've just got to got down and smash it. Yeah. Keep an eye on the match clock. 5:20 left. And because of that, for me, Nikki's just got to be mindful, not chase a bad finish. I'm not saying don't go for it, but don't chase it and make it easy. 5 minutes is a long time to run the clock down, but make it awkward. On the other side of that, though, you make a finish, you're all but home and hosed.
Awkward now if she's not quite on the one by the black.
There's some awkward yellows here, though, for Sarah Coxon. This isn't an inviting chance to get all square.
You can go straight in here, can't you? Cut the one back in the middle. She missed the cannon, but there was a chance to develop the ones on the other side instead.
Yeah, she did open up a ball, just not the one she was expecting to. Oh, what a pop that is. It's not going to help her. Digging a pretty big hole here.
Yeah, but if anyone can pull a shot out to get out of a hole, Sarah would be one of the players that was up there.
And she's eyeing up yellow cushion, red in, open up the pocket. And in the end just floated it to block the pocket. Delicate loss of turn would take control, but I'd be a little bit worried about the double kiss not making it. Yeah, just potted it clean, hoping to make that off the yellow to open up the pocket.
Yeah.
I've got to stop sitting here and calling safety shots, to be honest. Everyone wants just to pop balls.
Well, safety's overrated, isn't it? I mean, I am with you on this one in that I'm not sure what good potting balls does do here, because the one by the yellow looks tough and you can't run the clock.
Oh, and it's not opened it up again. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, if you leave all your reds and play the loss of turn there, you've got 2.5 minutes to run the clock down, and that can fly away.
Yeah. Still maybe try the loss of turn now, screw into the yellow and just leave it white there and awkward, or do you just tie it up?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah. Nikki agrees, and that's a different shot than the shot I think I'd play if I was playing an individual frame. I just think because of the situation, because of the pressure, you're asking a lot here of Sarah Coxon. She's delivered though. Like I was hanging over the pocket, just pumped it in off the other yellow. Big ball, does it go? I don't think so.
Double.
There you go. What have we got left? 1.5 minutes. If she doesn't make this 8-ball.
There is even an argument for the skill shot with a bit of safety in mind here.
Gone for the double. Nailed the double.
Wow.
What a shot from Sarah Coxon. You said she's a shot maker. She has delivered. And she has got her team back into it from the brink. How about this? Incredible. And, well, we've got just over a minute to play. And, well, every chance we're going to see our first 6-red shootout of the tournament.
And how does the shootout work? I know it's nominate 2 or next player's on, or...
In this situation, because we're not going to get to 5-5, if it does end up as a shootout, there'll be a nominated player for each team that will play with a Scotch doubles shootout with the next player on the list, which I can tell you, Val Finney and Dawn Simbalati are the 2 players next on the list. Don't know who the nominated will be. I suspect Sarah Coxon for Wales.
Yeah.
Possibly Nikki Comrie for Scotland, you'd think.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is Nikki, I think, has lost both her frames now, hasn't she? I do think she's Scotland's best player, but Karen played very well in her first frame.
I can tell you it is Nikki Comrie, actually.
Okay.
I have confirmation of that.
So do they have to nominate the shootout player before the match?
Yes, and it is Sarah Coxon. So if we end up at the shootout, which
we are
going to
shootout, yeah,
it will be Sarah Coxon and Dawn Simbalati, Nikki Comrie and Val Finney. Penny for their thoughts right now. What a match this has been. Just the drama of every match has been, every frame has been gritty and tough. But that moment from Sarah Coxon is going to take us to the extra time and the shootout. Karen wanted to carry on. She wanted to try and finish them off. You can't. The clock has gone. And it finishes all square here in the quarter-final, which means we are going to extra time. Well, Karen's staying out there, but it won't be her to play. I think they're just working out exactly what's going on right now. You've been involved in 6-red shootouts, Amy.
Thanks. Thanks for the reminder.
Yes. To be fair, last season it was the only way anyone could beat you. But that aside, how are people feeling when they're
sure
right
I like
before
that
going?
comment either, by the way. But awful. I hate this because it's dictated by the break. and it's such a hard shot to get right. And then composure when you've got to move at speed is so difficult. Never done a doubles one, so
I feel like at least you're out there with somebody. You've got somebody for support. But I mean, could you imagine doing it for your team and for your country? That would be.
No, I'm all right here, thank you. Very happy to not be out there right now.
Let me ask you though about the decision that they're going to have to make. Obviously, if whoever wins the lag gets to decide whether they go first or second. We've seen the evolution with Ultimate Pool, with players starting off. It was almost 80% of players would want to go first and set the time. We've seen now in the professional game, players are go second and chase the time. Players are now preferring to set the time. I don't know what would be best in this situation.
I think for me, you kind of revert back to the early days where you want to know what you're aiming for. I get the transition sort of in the pro game because the amount of work they probably put into it, how good they are now and setting the time and expecting to go out and get a fast time. But I think when you are new to it, it sort of goes back to the beginning stages of I would want to go second.
Yeah, I think going second, it only works now in the pro game if your opponent has a really bad go, But the minute your opponent sets as it is in the pro game now, the early 20s, then it's going to take some beating. But I think here, put your opponents in and have every chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Scotland have won the lag and they are going to go first, which is a really interesting decision. Just being told the rules and regs here by our referee Scott Price.
I do not get the impression from Dawn's face that she's thrilled to be out there right now.
Yeah. I think, no disrespect meant to Dawn here, I think she's a fantastic player, but I don't think she's the player that if they could have picked two players from their squad that they would want to be in this situation.
No, and I think Dawn, I think Dawn would fully appreciate that. I think she very much likes to play at her own pace, and I'm not sure she wants to be out there from her facial expression.
I do think going second would help help Wales here. I really do, because they've not done it before. Doing it in this environment, it's difficult to set a good time. And what often happens when you go first is you over rush, and you try to set a really quick time, and it goes wrong, and all of a sudden you end up setting something silly like a minute. And then Wales can just control themselves and take their time, as strange as it sounds, in a 6-red shootout, and make sure and win it that way. So for me, Scotland really need to set about 30 seconds here to ramp the pressure up. See, she wasn't in position. Val Finney was right at the back of the arena.
And this is a bit of an experience here. Pop the one over the bag.
Yeah.
You're not in a normal frame, but this is a chance to do a decent time here.
Yeah, they're still okay.
Yeah. Karen getting excited in the crowd.
Yeah, hush over the arena as well.
Yeah.
Wait for the cue ball. Okay, mind your work here and set mid-30s. That wouldn't be bad. Oh, it would have been good to make the combo there.
Yeah.
Val should get round. She should already be in position.
Oh, bit of adrenaline, I think, moving the white on that shot.
Okay, 43-11. We'll get confirmation on the 43-11, but for me, that's just outside where they needed to be. Now, obviously, those of you who've been watching an awful lot of Ultimate Pool, you'll have seen around the sort of early 20s, but you've got to remember that is the pro game. The quickest times we've seen in the women's game is around 30 seconds. 43 as a pairs is outside of where they want to be, but also they're not out of this.
No, look, given the situation, I think this is competitive. I think this is close.
If I was in Team Scotland right now, I would have wanted it to be 35-30.
I'd have wanted it to be 20,
well,
but
20
actually,
nice,
realistically, I wouldn't be too unhappy. I think they're well in this. I don't think you're looking at any doubles pairing really in this situation that's not done it before. It's going to be brand new, high pressure.
Yeah.
I think this is a competitive time.
The one thing that Wales have in their favour is 43-24 is confirmed as the official time. It is that when it is a 40-second time, just have to make sure and don't miss a
Pot
pot.
the one in the middle. Pot the.
They've got time just to not miss.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. Pot the one in the middle, and then it pops them open, because now there's no shot here for Dawn.
Play the top one, and they're all open.
That needed to go. Just play. You don't have to wait for the red. Yeah, that's fallen. They're still in this. Just.
Not now.
Oh,
Not
that miss
now.
could hurt them, though.
Yeah, and Dawn, again, a bit of inexperience away from the table.
And they now know they cannot do it from here. Scotland are going to be into the semi-finals. Wales come up short. They fought hard to get themselves into the shootout, but they come up short, and Scotland have got the job done, and they move on, and they'll play England in the semi-finals later on. What a match. Plenty more to come.